This is the Japan trend shop, and what's good about what you're about to watch is that you're going to see a different view of the world. Maybe some products you might not have imagined existed. Like this singing voice training tool. Might be a bit of fun, might be a bit of entertainment. And you never know, you might see a device that you might want to buy that you might never have thought existed. So stay tuned for the singing voice training tool. Good start, huh? That's what you're supposed to do at one of these YouTube videos. That's what you're supposed to do. We will jump it back into gadgets and toys. We're going to do gadgets, safety, emergency. Of course, I've got that in another window there, so we will come back to that. It's been promised, it's on the list. There's only 2 pages of these in safety and emergency. We'll look through today's episode of the Japan Trend Shop with Scotty Hottie. 32 of 41 products. We'll look through these. We won't pick out every one, but we'll look at the ones. I mean, there's no emergency toilet kit. Maybe we will. Maybe we will look. Emergency toilet kit. 3-day portable lavatory set. What do you mean? Well, they're just bags. Alright, look, you put it in the toilet, the bag. And then you I don't know what the second thing is. I think that goes in with the bag. And at the end of it, you take the bag out of the toilet and throw it away. So it's like if the toilet's got no water in it, you put a plastic bag in there. And you poo in a plastic bag. Not being crude, but it is what it is. And then I think that other thing... I think the blue things are the bags, and the white things are some sort of pouch. Maybe to soak up, or smelly, or something. And it's just a bag. It's just a set of bags. We don't often think about it, but in times of emergency, one of the main things we need to plan is how to go to the toilet. So this is actually for if you get hit by a tsunami or an earthquake or something, and the water goes off, and you're still in your home, but you're going to want to use the toilet. What are you going to do? Well, now you know. If you don't have this particular kit, now you know what you should be doing. Get yourself a bin bag, line the toilet with it. It's a grim deal. Don't know why I picked this one out, to be fair. I just didn't know what it would be. I didn't know why you'd need an emergency toilet. I figured if you needed an emergency toilet, you might be out in the woods, emergency, like I'm out driving and my car's broken down, I need the toilet. That's the sort of emergency I came out in but I didn't realise it was going to be like earthquake. It's actually quite sensible. Pooing in a bag by the side of the road, not so sensible. King Jim emergency pouch kit. Quite into the emergency stuff, aren't they? I suppose Japan has more earthquakes than we do in the UK. Stock pouch. What have you got there? A little key ring. Keep your keys in the aftermath of a nuclear bomb. You want to keep your keys all on the same key ring. Some barrier clean. An emergency information card. This is my information, and this is my information in an emergency. Won't be the same address probably, because I'll be living in the woods. You keep all that in a bag. 7 items or 10 items, it's up to you. Disaster prevention card. Rock candy, some sweets. So while the world burns, eat some sweets. Pocket tissue pack. You'll be able to blow your nose or wipe up that occasional spill from a tsunami. Emergency toilet. They're into the emergency toilet. Antibacterial coagulant. That's what the other thing is. You get the bag and the coagulant. A mask. So no one can see you when you attack them. No attacking. Whistle. Blowing the whistle. Hello, capital K. You didn't know Japan had a lot of earthquakes, but I do know they can make your earthquake. Good one. I could make your aluminium blanket. That doesn't make sense. Contains 10 item pouch. All that stuff. Plus a body cleaning towel. And a sleeping mask. You're not going to be needing the sleeping mask in an emergency situation. Maybe you would. Maybe it's difficult to sleep. You're so stressed. And a body cleaning towel. I'm assuming that's just a standard towel, because they all do the function of cleaning your body. But I don't know how you're going to fit it in a little pouch like that, so it can't be a very good towel. $34 US. 7 items. I don't think this is much cop. I think in an emergency, you might grab that pouch and think, okay, I've got the pouch. I'm all right now, I've got the pouch. But what have you really got? You know, what have you really got? Two pieces of rock candy. I don't think it's going to help. I don't think that's the way to go. Collapsible safety helmet. I've never seen anything like that. Could also double as a collapsible toilet, couldn't it? Collapsible safety helmet. And that is really clever, in a way. I say in a way. Don't want to overhype it until I'm sure. Don't need the cartoon. Oh, it's for an earthquake again. Look, they're having an earthquake. They're worried about earthquakes, though. Must be Godzilla. Hey. Yeah, they did. They said Godzilla. I said it as well. That's where I got it from, them. You look like a right bunch with them on your head running down the road, don't you? Yeah, it's safety though. Yeah, but you look like a right bunch. You know, none of the neighbours are wearing them. I thought they were like... Okay, this is the emergency section, isn't it? Here's another collapsible safety helmet. Now, this is much more like you might see on a building site. I thought the collapsible aspect was because, honestly now, a load of hard hats, they're difficult to store and manage. Like, if you have like 16 hard hats, you have to stack them up. They don't stack well, they don't store well. You hang them on things, everyone's got their own hard hat. Building site. Being able to scrunch them down and put them in a big pile, nice and neat, that's quite a good idea. As long as it's still, you know, protective. Because hard hats have got to have a certain... You know, is this going to be as protective as a real safety helmet? Can you see them walking around in The Walking Dead with one of these on? I think it's cheap plastic. I think it's more for the... I don't know if it's going to protect you. Earthquakes and other natural disasters are part of everyday life in Japan. All workplaces have protective equipment for times when a room needs to be evacuated under adverse conditions. Wow, I didn't know that. Here's an emergency backpack. It looks like a bear. This is another collapsible... Collapsible helmets are all the rage. Why does this one look like a transformer? I suppose it's got to look like something. You couldn't imagine having to live on an island and having to deal with earthquakes. Oh, yeah, I live on an island already in the UK. That's already one... I mean, I don't see much difference living anywhere else, really. We're connected by train to Europe anyway. You can probably drive there on a ferry. But earthquakes is a bit of a... It makes you wonder, like, over the long term, you know, why people settled there in the first place and hung out there for such a long time, because it's dangerous. This is good. Look at that. Flame frame. Look at that. Forget your collapsible helmets, you want one like that. A collaboration between top design store Tokyo Cult Arts. The flame frame is a unique fire-style retro helmet sculpture from custom painter Masataka Kurishina. So it doesn't promise that it's going to save your bonds. But it looks cool. A fire style retro helmet sculpture. Helmet sculpture. Can you actually wear the fucker? Disposable toilet again. Disaster hood. Emergency shoulder bag for a pet. It's got a zip tie for when you want to keep them in there at the top. I suppose it's quite a good idea to have an emergency carrier for your pet. We put ours in like a cat basket or whatever. They'd come for a bag. Cat in a bag. Here's another helmet. These are stackable rather than foldable. So what the problem was, like I told you, they're difficult to store. $53. I don't want one. A pet bag for $330. Hang on, what was it? Yeah, it's $350. I didn't spot that. You're right. If you want to buy it in America as well, you might be able to use this website. But when I bought it for England, I had to spend more money on because I bought the sushi, the plastic sushi. We're going to do an ASMR video with it. I had to spend more money than even the price. They did like postage and packing and import duty. Option prices include additional shipping costs, if applicable. But then you've got yourself the world's most... I mean, that should be a Dior handbag, really, for 350 quid, shouldn't it? Forget the cat, just get yourself a nice Dior. Or, you know, get yourself a nice Louis Vuitton. Forget the cat. Earthquake emergency, earthquake warning radio and flashlight. So it's like a torch, but with the added benefit of something built into the handle there, like LEDs, and it's got like a radio on it. It's like they've overdone the torch. And if there's an earthquake, you're not going to, oh, switch the radio on quick, let's listen for the radio. You're going to be like, I feel the ground shaking. Quick, grab that radio torch. It's useless. This is another helmet, but it's for kids, so they've made it out of material that isn't as protective, which is extreme. Seems weird because you'd think you'd want to protect your kids. So, what's going on in Japan? I'll tell you what's going on. When things kick off in Japan, everyone grabs their helmet, make sure they've used their toilet for the last time, and it's cat in a bag and away we go. It's different from other cultures, that's all. That's all. Here's another helmet. Looks like it's made out of cardboard or something. Have they tested it? Is it something to do with the design and shape, is it? It is, isn't it? It's cardboard, look. It's an aluminium cardboard helmet. What do you mean aluminium cardboard? Aluminium on one side, cardboard on the other. Oh, cardboard then you mean. Shiny cardboard. Yeah. I'm alright. I'll pass. Yeah, but if something hits you on the head, it might kill you. Yeah, but if something hits me on the head, it will kill me. And I'll look like an idiot wearing that hat. Yeah, that's the only difference. I'd have spent $293 on a collapsible head protection set. They're having you on, aren't they? That's too much for that. $200 for that. $300. You're off your head if you buy that. Frankly. I haven't got any funny comment to make. I'm just telling you, you're off your head. This is another carry your dog bag. Much more like the sort of thing I would expect. Look at his little face popping out. Can't I go any bigger than that? Come on, make it bigger. Oh, I wish he was bigger. His little face is popping out. It's quite a good one, that. £176. Still quite a lot of money. There's a dog muzzle that makes your dog look like a duck. So the positive there is if your dog is a dangerous dog and needs muzzling, because it might bite, then this funny and comedic muzzle will encourage children over to touch it. looking at the pet things now. That's a different video. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I do appreciate it's harder to muzzle short-nosed breeds. But look. At least it's cheaper than the cardboard hat. And then this one's intriguing. It's only $75. It's a wearable futon. I mean, that is an idea, isn't it? For emergency purposes, you know. Oh shit, there's an earthquake. Quick, grab your cardboard hat. Forget the cardboard hat. I'm going to put on my... essentially a sleeping bag. With legs. Sleeping bag with legs. My patented... I'm putting on my emergency sleeping bag suit. And then you're away. This comes separate. That bit comes separate in a box. You want to sew that onto the back of the suit, you idiot. Anyway, you've got your suit on. You're in an emergency situation. You're tired. Down you go. You're okay. Because you've got your... It's essentially a clothes made out of a sleeping bag. It's a sleeping bag where they've cut the bottom off and sewn it up the middle. The actual mattress that looks comfy, that you could just lie on that with a blanket, that comes separate. Whether you just want a way to get some sleep whenever the need takes you, or you want a way to sleep, which means you're always ready to get up and go, whatever emergency arises, the wearable futon air mat set by Office Supplies brand King Jim is the most convenient and smartly designed item you could imagine for the task. Ideal for having in the office when you're pulling an all-nighter. It fits into a compact folder to be pulled out and worn, just like a kind of coat. So wear that to the office. You'll be sure to get the big promotion. You wear that to the office on the daily. That's your coat. And then some days you're forced to work late, so you just sleep on the floor in your clothes, but they're not your clothes because it's a sleeping bag. And then you get up the next morning, you're ready to start work. You don't need a shower. You've been wearing your sleeping bag. You're not even going to take it off. Ready for work. Let's go. The coat-like... The coat-like wearable futon can be fastened at the neck and the bottoms of the legs, folded up to adjust for different heights. The coat-like wearable futon can be fastened at the neck and the bottoms of the legs folded up to adjust for different heights, or to make it snugger in colder seasons. The pack includes an air mat, so you have a full blanket and futon set. The futon bit is arguable, isn't it? Like, if I just ask Google what a futon's like a little sofa. We used to have one when I was at uni. It was a nightmare. It was a chuffing nightmare, I tell you. Like, some of them look quite comfortable and look like quite sensible and like they might work. In fact, this here, wrong one. Click the wrong one. This here, look, this looks pretty good. This one, wow. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. Futon, like fold out sofa bed thing, Japanese futon, that looks solid. The one I had when I was at uni, I swear it was this one. It's in Argos now. It used to be in IKEA, and it looks alright in the picture, but to fold down into a bed, you have to take this big heavy mattress sort of off, and then you unfold the thing and it folds out flat, and then you put the big heavy mattress down, but the big heavy mattress is like rock solid, and it never folds back up like that, and sitting on that is just not comfortable. It looks like a seat, but it's not one. You can't sit on it. It's not, and it all falls off and won't stay in its place. It was awful. The futon. The old IKEA futon. We all have to go through it, I suppose. I don't know if we all have to. But this, I'm well into this. Maybe because it's green as well. Come on. This solid looking chuffer. And the fact that it doesn't look like it will fall apart, it looks really solid. I'd have to sit on it to find out, but I'm actually a big fan of that. That looks cool. Same price as one of those paper hats. You can choose your colour as well. I tried choosing... Oh, there it is. In blue. Looks quite solid. Not that I need to sleep on a futon at my abode anymore, but provides you with an extra bit of functionality, doesn't it? The futon. Japan is real. This is your futon, remember? Look, that's your futon. It's a plastic roll of inflatable bed. Dragon's Den, design classic. For emergency purposes. I'm really surprised about, because I didn't know, I hadn't researched this other than, you know, we're going to go through this whole website, all these different topics at the end of streams for a bit until we've done them. I'm going to cut them into little YouTube videos. They're not going to be popular. But I started with safety and emergency. I didn't realise that it was going to be this, like they've got quite a lot of safety and emergency goods, but I didn't realise they were going to be like this sort of thing. This is a heat stroke temperature sensor, like a thermometer, essentially, but it looks like a lollipop, so it goes in your mouth. They're very keen to make sure you realise this. The shape and size of that. It goes in your mouth. It's not one of the... It goes in your mouth. For kids. And any battery light. That is a very good idea. Fits all batteries. Emergency torch flashlight. What a good idea. I've never... I mean, that's just been screaming to exist, hasn't it? Any batteries. Takes 1 to 4 batteries. Uses AAA to D batteries. Can work on a single AAA battery. Maximum use time 86 hours. Battery life, well, it obviously varies, doesn't it? But that is incredible. It's a Panasonic as well. I'm going to find out more. Panasonic any battery flashlight. Oh look, there's all sorts. This is the classic. December 20th, 2012. This was just produced. It's a modern. Because, I mean, you all know what it's like, don't you? That your torch runs out and you don't have the right batteries, and then it will just fit anything. The way it's doing it is it's got slots for all the different sizes of battery, I think. I think that's what's happening. And then you turn it for the different slots. A rotatable selector switch. So you can have different sized batteries and then you can turn it. What I thought might it just be is that inside you just drop in any batteries and they sort of go in and then you just screw it on and it works. It kind of works like that, but not in the way I thought. I thought that just like you could put a small one in or you could put a bigger one in, all in the same place, but it's not that. Like you can fit one big one, one small one, one of each, I think it looks like. But it can be equipped with any battery. So that is a good thing. Because it doesn't matter what batteries you find, you can use them. It's quite sensible. I bet they sell a few of those. I bet they're not the best torch in the world either, because if you're sensible and you're buying a torch in advance like this, you probably just buy the batteries that you want. But quite surprising to me there. Something I didn't think of. Quite a clever idea. This is a dog fire coat. A fireproof pet head protection suit. So if your dog is about to run through a fire, or your cat. They're made of fur. They all hair, they all burn. Look at him and his little dog. Oh no, the house is on fire. Stop putting that damn kimono. What was I saying? Kimono, not kimono. Stop putting that damn futon jacket on and get the dog's fireproof retardant coat. Fire retardant. A fireproof coat with a special reinforced helmet section for the head protection of falling objects. It's got like a head protector. Not a kimono, no. This is $140. $140. It's like a piece of plastic for your dog. I mean, that looks a bit more professional, but still. At what point are you fireproofing your dog? I hope I never have to fireproof my dog. house measure designer tape measure. It's just a tape measure. Don't know how this is snuck into these little people. They're little people. They're not. They're little. They're not there for scale to show you that like it's a giant tape measure. It's not. It's a standard tape measure with little people in the shot. The people are confusing. House measure. It's just a tape measure. It's not a house. Anything housey about it apart from the shape of the slightly housey shape. I don't know how that got in there. Instant cardboard toilet. Look, in England, it might be the same in America. In England, it might be the same in America. You're just likely just to go and shit in a hole in the woods. You're not going to bother putting up a cardboard. I mean, what are you going to do? Reuse it? Cardboard. Oh, I suppose you put the plastic bags in it and then you sit on it. Like, we're not having inflatable toilets. Get away with you. I did promise this. Let's have a look. The High Tone Trainer, singing voice training tool. So, honestly, it's a singing voice training tool. It's not a thingy. Got to do the thumbnail. Look. It's not a thingy. It's for training your voice. You get that in your mouth. And what? It stops the top of your mouth dropping down. We'll keep comments off thumbnail to yourself. I mean, look. You can wash it. You can breathe through it. How is that going to help your singing? You've got that in your mouth. I don't think it's a good idea. Stock clearance. No one else does either. Amateur singing is a whole industry in Japan, with multi-storey buildings housing dozens of private singing studios that you can rent by the hour and either practice alone or set up dining parties with your friends to sing to your heart's content. Giving us a right setup on this, aren't they? Real leading us around the houses here, and even compete using the studio's specialised computer that tracks your pitch accuracy. If you feel serious about your singing, the High Tone Trainer is a great tool to help you hit the high notes that made Freddie Mercury a legend. Freddie Mercury does not endorse the High Tone Trainer. Well, he might do, looking at the shape of it. What? The High Tone Trainer works like a shoe tree for your mouth. The High Tone Trainer works like a shoe tree for your mouth. Do you want to see Freddie Mercury again? I like Freddie Mercury. He's one of my favourites. No, we're not going to do more songs at this juncture, but I shouldn't do this because I can't do the songs because it will get us banned. Because it won't let me have the, you know what I mean, the copyright. But I'll just put Freddie Mercury on for a bit. It'll be well worth it. It's probably worth sitting through this chuffing advert just for the 3 seconds. There should be I'm a YouTuber button, and it should allow you to just skip all this crap. Because I want just a few minutes of him there. Look, there he is. Good old Fred. Fred's dead. Fred's dead, baby. And that's enough to get your YouTube copyright done. It works like a shoe tree for your mouth. What is a shoe tree? Alright. It's like a wooden thing that you stretch shoes with. I thought it might be something you keep shoes on. No, it's like a wooden thing that stretches the leather of your shoe. Or non-leather if you're a vegan. It works like that for your mouth. I don't think that's a good idea. In general. Thanks to its special shape, it pushes up the curvature of your soft palate. Can you do that? While keeping your tongue down, thereby creating the perfect alignment for your throat to your lips that all professional singers know is the secret to broadening the range of your voice. I don't know. Professional singers know it's the secret to broadening the range of your voice, though. Depending on your overall vocal capabilities, this little silicone tool can help you to raise your pitch up to a full octave allowing you to add more difficult songs to your repertoire. Yes, even Bohemian Rhapsody. They're really going in for the... Freddie Mercury used this angle, which he obviously didn't. I mean, you don't even need to buy this. You can just use a... I won't say it. What are you doing under the bridge there? A shoe tree keeps your shoes from bending in. Right, this will keep your mouth from caving in. What are you doing under the bridge there? I'm just practicing. I'm just increasing my vocal range. Really, it looks like you've got his thingy in your mouth. It's helping me increase my vocal. Can I offer you an increase in an octave? Freddie Mercury used to do it. Look, for training your singing voice, recommended time to keep in your mouth, 3 minutes. I assume they mean 3 minutes a day and not just 3 minutes, that's it, throw it away. Although that might be how it works for most of us. $33. Do not sing or speak while holding the tool in your mouth. So it trains your high voice, but you don't sing or speak whilst it's in your mouth. You just put that in your mouth. It feels uncomfortable for 3 minutes, and you take it out. And then, you know, after a while, you're going to be better at singing, or at least have deformed part of your internal cavities. Freddie Mercury was into it. It's washable, which is good because it will need to be washed every time because you're going to be putting it in your mouth. Comes with a case, just like any good musical instrument. Width 65 millimeters, 2.6 inches. So, you know, measure your mouth. Material silicone. Instructions and manual are in Japanese, so you ain't going to stand a chance. It's been made in Japan. They didn't expect to ship them out. We saw these the other day, singing into a cup. Keep the noise down for the neighbours, singing into a cup. If singing into a cup is not your thing, then why not have one of these kicking around in a glass of water next to your bed? Honestly, it makes you... Freddie Mercury used to use them anyways. $33. Now, part of me wants to buy that. I've ordered the sushi. That's already on order. We saw it on the internet. We've ordered some fake sushi. I'm going to make it as a video. It's creating a narrative. We've got the piece of the video where we looked at it on the internet. Then we've got it when it arrives in the post. I'll unbox it, and then we'll make it as a video. And then at the end, we'll throw it in the bin together as well. And then we'll follow it, chart its course to the local landfill, where it'll get picked up by a seagull, dropped in the sea, and then it'll end up choking a crab, or like, you know, it'll end up in the gullet of an otter. But with this one, I feel like I should buy this. The story here, and it's too much. I haven't got this month. I'm not buying this. But the story here is, I buy this. I do a test of my vocal range. I put this in my mouth every day, and I film a little, you know, clip of it every night, doing it every day and every night, 3 minutes, and then I report back with an octave shift. Have I got an octave shift? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out with the high tone trainer, but it will cost $33 plus postage and packing plus strange taxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the back burner as we move through the entire gamut of products. Where's your... Yeah, gadgets. Come on, gadgets. Come on, I can't work the thing. Safety and emergency. As we work through the entire gamut of products, we will eventually decide on maybe the top 3 or 4. And if I'm ever going to order from them again, I'm going to have to do it as a combination order, because I'm not doing individual orders and paying all these taxes and things and deliveries. Like, put it in one big box for me, please, you chuffers. Water-powered batteries. What? Charging the No Popo is simple. Just suck your liquid of choice up with the syringe, then squeeze it into the battery. Besides being incredibly handy, the NoPoPo batteries are also good for the earth, with 100% non-toxic materials and a 10-year shelf life. Please note these batteries are not suitable for most appliances and items that require high levels of power instantaneously, so they're not going to work your flash. But have you ever heard of the like? Not a waterproof battery, but a battery that runs on water. When it's flat, you get a syringe and you put a syringe of water in it. That's incredible. I would be very worried about the water leaking out inside my appliances. You wouldn't want to come to expensive electrical, like one of my microphones, and then all of a sudden there's water in it. So, what? I wouldn't want that. Its current is 60, so I'd have to look up other batteries for me to know about this. But I'm assuming it does some stuff. It's quite old, this is. How old's this? 14 years old, and I haven't heard of it. What? We haven't heard about water-powered batteries. 14 years these have been going. It's a good video, isn't it? If you want the thing to be bigger in the shot, why don't you pick it up and move it? Don't move the camera. Pick up and move the batteries themselves. Good product shot. 10-year shelf life. I suppose once they've sold it, they're happy. You're not going to come back after. You don't stand a chance of getting your money back after 3 years, even if they said it had a 10-year shelf life. You pop it in, you break the seal, and you fill it up. Then it goes in your torch. Then your torch goes on. I get it. What? How on earth are they doing that? They've made their own torch as well. I suppose it would make sense, right? You'd want to make your own range of products that doesn't matter if they get wet. Make them more waterproof, because people who buy the batteries might be worried about, potentially ruining their electronics with those batteries. But why would we use anything else if you can have water-powered batteries? Why on earth am I, me the fool, recharging my batteries all the time? Because for one-off cost of $22, that's it then. No more spending money on electricity. I mean, you'd have to run them in series to get... You could though, couldn't you? You could run batteries in series. Like, in theory, isn't it possible that you could basically run most of the things in your house? It said it's not going to do a big load. It said it's not going to pump out the power. Not suitable for digital cameras, digital audio equipment, filament bulb flashlights, digital transmitters, motor-driven equipment, and items that require high amounts of power instantaneously. But if you knew you were going to be using these sort of batteries, you surely could increase the amount of power by increasing the amount of batteries in some way. Just let the batteries get exhausted. That's a good one. It's just, like, we pay a lot of money for power, don't we? For electricity. And knowing that here's somebody that's able to produce it just by squeezing that pipette. I feel like I'm being bamboozled. Why would anyone not use these? Why is that not industry standard? I'll have to look into that even. I don't believe it and trust it just off the top of my head. It might look good, but like they say, it doesn't run this, it doesn't run that. It might never run anything, and might just be a good idea that only runs the damn flashlight. Carabiner battery double, easy to attach, outdoor, USB, mobile, bank. What? I love the idea of carabiners. I've got one for my dog walking. It's such a simple idea. It's a clip that works really easily for lots of stuff. And for dog, like, you always got a dog on a lead, but where do we tie the lead to? Well, if you've got a carabiner, you can attach it to most things. And it really helps, really helps. Like, it gives you hands free sometimes, having a carabiner. I don't understand so you can attach a USB to it. Like, does it provide any energy of its own? Battery double carabiner. Maybe it's just, you know, you want to be carrying a carabiner and you also want somewhere to carry your battery, so you put it in your carabiner. Maybe that's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a clip-on battery, essentially. And that's our disaster emergencies. The last few products here are electric, an LED lantern, salt water LED lantern. Again, water. I get that. That makes sense, water and salt. So maybe in those batteries there's just a load of salt. At least I think I get that. Seems to make sense anyway. It's about ions, isn't it? Ions will get you a charge and then you do something with it. Power very, very basic light for $88. But in an emergency, you've got more chance of having salt water kicking around than you have other stuff. So it's quite clever to have made that. Quite baffled in a way. We've got a lot of plastic hats. Then we've got some really remarkable gadgets there. Batteries that run on water. Good job, Japan. Good job. And it's now coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning, so tomorrow we're on for a bit of Genshin Impact, more of this sort of stuff. That's what we're on for tomorrow. On Monday, on Thus, I'll just quickly shill for myself. Just quickly hit my channel up. Ganji Kid, the Super Chuffer. And we want to get this channel monetized and up to 1,000 subscribers coming this year. Want to be pushing that. The live on Monday will be about Prince Andrew. I've got to do the thumbnail tomorrow and get that up there. Actually, need to be working on that. And we've got further lives coming down the pipeline on Super Chuffer, on Ganji Kid channel. And then that's access to these other channels like Ganji Cuts, where things like I've just been doing, Tokyo Olympics Barbie, Genshin Impact's most expensive stuff on Amazon, stuff like that. Little clips, little, you know, have a look at this stuff, you chuffer. You be good, my little puckos, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.